Good morning, students. Welcome to SST class. Today, I am explaining History Chapter 4, the Indus Valley Civilization. Children, I have written some points here. The Chalcolithic Age and the Bronze Age. Birth of civilizations. Discovery of the Indus Valley Civilization. Important features of the Indus Valley civilizations. Cities, houses and buildings, drainage system, language and script, tools, crafts, ornaments and vessels. What is, children? Ornaments and vessels. Next, seals. Here is spinning and weaving of cotton, agriculture and animal rearing. Okay, children. Now, man never stopped learning. He went on to learn new things and reached yet another stage of development called the Chalcolithic Age. The word Chalcolithic comes from the Greek word kalos, meaning copper, and lithos, meaning stone. So, some people also call it the Copper Stone Age. During the Chalcolithic Age, apart from making stone tools and implements, man also started using copper to make things. Till this time, he did not know about the use of any metal. Copper was the first metal that man started using to make tools and implements. Man learned to mix copper and tin to make another metal called bronze. Soon he started making tools and implements from bronze as well. The period of history when man made things of bronze is known as the Bronze Age. Now, children, the word Chalcolithic comes from the Greek word kalos, means copper, and lithos, meaning stone. Some people call it the Copper Stone Age, the period of history when man made things of bronze is known as the Bronze Age. Now, second point, birth of civilizations. Around the period when man was gradually moving from using stones to using copper and then bronze, some other important developments were taking place. A number of great civilizations were being established in different parts of the world. The Mesopotamian civilization came up near the rivers Euphrates and Tigris. The Egyptian civilization developed near the river Nile. The Indus Valley civilization came up near the river Indus. The Chinese civilization grew near the river Huanghe. Now, children, birth of civilizations. A number of great civilizations were being established in different parts of the world. Like Mesopotamia civilization came up near the river Euphrates and Tigris river. Okay. Number 2, the Egyptian civilization developed near the river Nile. Number 3, the Indus civilization came up near the river Nile. No, river Indus. And the Chinese civilization grew near the river Wang Ho. Now children, next point. Discovery of the Indus Valley civilization. The Indus Valley civilization existed many thousands of years ago near the river Indus. The story of its discovery began at a site called Harappa. During the 1820s, a British traveller called Charles Mason came across the ruins of an old building of Harappa. He described it in a book he wrote. However, at that time, nobody knew that the ruins were part of a vast, ancient human civilization. In 1856, when British engineers were building a railway line close to Harappa, they used up some of the bricks from its ruins. Some years after that, an archaeologist called Sir Alexander Cunningham found some shells at Harappa. During the 1920s, fresh excavations began at Harappa by an archaeologist, Rai Bahadur Daya Ramshahani, under the leadership of archaeologist Sir John Marshall. Around the same time, another archaeologist called R.D. Banerjee found some shells at another place called Mohenjo-daro. Gradually, it became clear that Harappa and Mohenjo-daro were important sites of the same civilization. Slowly, other archaeologists became interested in Marshall and Banerjee's discoveries. More and more sites were discovered which had many similarities with Harappa and Mohenjo-daro. Now children, discovery of the Indus Valley civilization. This civilization existed many thousands of years ago near the river Indus. The story of its discovery began at a site called Harappa. During the 1820s, Charles Mason described in a book about the ruins of the old buildings of Harappa. An archaeologist, Sir Alexander Cunningham, found some seals at Harappa. Indus Valley civilization was one of the oldest civilization of the world. It is also called the Harappan civilization. Now, next point. Important features of the Indus Valley civilizations. Here, I have written some points here. Cities, houses and buildings. Drainage system. Language and script. Tools. Crafts. Ornaments and vessels. Shells. Spinning and weaving of cotton. Agriculture and animal rearing. Now, the cities were large and very well planned. Most of the cities consisted of two portions, the citadel and the lower town. The citadel was at a higher level than the lower town and was usually located on the western side of the city. The citadel was used for public gatherings and other important activities held in the city. The lower town was used for daily activities like living, working, and conducting business. High quality bricks were used for the construction of walls and buildings. The houses had an open courtyard in the center with rooms built around it. Most of the buildings and houses had only one or two stories. The cities had main roads, streets and lanes. The main roads were wide, the streets were narrower, and the lanes were the narrowest. Now children, important features of the Indus Valley civilization. The cities were large and very well planned. The city consisted of two parts, the citadel and the lower town. The citadel was at a higher level and the lower town was the lower level. Most of the buildings and houses had only one or two stories. Now children, drainage system. The planning of the drainage system shows that the people of the Indus Valley civilization were extremely intelligent. The drains were kept covered. The drains were laid out in straight lines with gentle slopes. The slopes ensured that the water could flow out easily. Sewage was carried by small drains into larger drains. Now children, drainage system. What is drainage system? The planning of the drainage system shows that the people of the Indus Valley civilization were extremely intelligent. Drains from the houses were connected to the street drains. Okay. Now, language and script. The people of the Indus Valley civilization had their own language and script. The script known as the Harappan script. This script consists of alphabet that look like pictures. So, archaeologists call it a pictographic script. The Harappan script has not yet been deciphered. Now, what is language and script? About the language and script of Harappan. The people of the Indus Valley civilization had their own language and script. The script known as what children? Harappan script. Archaeologists call this script pictographic script because this script consists of alphabet that look like pictures. Now, next point, tools. The Harappan people used tools that were made of copper, bronze, chert, apart from stones. The tools consisted of sickles, chisels, saws, arrowheads, pins, knives, and fish hooks. Now, tools. The Harappan people used tools that were made of copper, bronze, quartz, etc. Now, next point, crafts. Red pots with black designs made on a potter's wheel have been found at Harappan site. Handmade pots have also been found. Bronze statues, ivory carvings, and terracotta toys have been found in many places. Terracotta statues of a female figure called the Mother Goddess have also been found. Now, ornaments and vessels. Ornaments and vessels were made of copper, gold, bronze, and silver and substances called faience. Okay. Now, seals. Seals made of soapstone and steatite have been found. What student? Seals made of soapstone and steatite have been found. Most of them are rectangular and have the Harappan script carved on them. Many of the seals also have the image of an animal on them, such as an elephant, a humped bull, a tiger, or a rhinoceros. Interestingly, more than 1,000 seals have been found with the figure of the one-horned animal known as the unicorn. Now, about seals. Seals made of soapstone and steatite have been found. Most of them have Harappan script carved on them. More than 1,000 seals have been found with the figure of one-horned animal known as unicorn. Okay? Now, spinning and weaving of cotton. The people knew how to make cotton cloth. Pieces of cotton cloth have been found at some sites. Next point, last point, agriculture and animal rearing. Any land that lies close to a river is usually very good for growing crops. The silt from the river is deposited on its banks and makes the soil very fertile, which means that crops will grow well in this soil. The Indus Valley civilization existed close to the river Indus. So, the soil in the fields was fertile and the people of the Indus Valley grew crops like rice, maize, millet, mustard, pulses and cotton, apart from wheat and barley. They reared animals like cattle, sheep, goats, buffaloes and pigs. They also fished and hunted. Now children, spinning and weaving of cotton. Pieces of cotton cloth have been found at some sites because the people know how to make cotton cloth. Now agriculture and animal rearing. The land close to the river is very good for growing crops because the silt from the river is deposited on its bank and makes the soil very fertile. People grow crops like rice, maize, millet, mustard, pulses, etc. They had a good irrigation system. Rainwater was collected and stored in reservoir for the fields during dry season. They reared animals like cattle, sheep, goat, pigs, etc. Okay, student, I hope whatever I have explained today is clear to you. Thank you.